Hi, Manang George here, and for today's video, I will talk about why I left the NHS.
We are using already Rewire for almost 2 years.
My name is Sandra.
My name is John. We both decided to invest a house in the Philippines. We have to send money or remit money, and we chose for Rewire. We chose Rewire because first and foremost about with the charge, it's quite low.
I can recommend Rewire because it's safe. I will always recommend it to my friends.
Mga minamahal kong kababayan, inirekomenda ko ang Rewire app tuwing magpapadala tayo ng pera sa minamahal natin sa Pinas.
Right, just to start with, this is just a little disclaimer. What I'm about to share, this is all my opinion and this is based on my own experience. And so I'm not making any generalizations on any institution or the NHS. A lot of my friends and most nurses that I know that work in the NHS are very happy with their roles, and they're all still working in the NHS. And to them, I salute you all, because I am still a service user of the NHS, and I have always been very proud being a part of the NHS. So late 2009, me and a group of my friends, arrived in the UK. I remember it was a very windy fall, first time on Heathrow, coming out of that airplane. It was very, very cold for us, especially, I'm a Filipino. That was my first time abroad.
What you smoking? I'm not smoking, I'm breathing.
I've never experienced temperatures under 20 degrees, all right, let alone under 10. For my first 5 years here in the UK, I worked in a trust which first hired me, and I was very grateful because I worked in the wards and then later on in critical care high dependency unit. Eventually, I wanted to venture out on intensive care nursing, and unfortunately on my then current trust didn't have any positions available, and so I ventured out into central London. Did neurosurgical intensive care over there. It was a good experience. However, during my stay in central London, I realized a fair few things. First, the commute to London is not really nice. I mean, basically at the mercy of the trains. If there's a problem with the trains, then I'll be late. If worse, I could be late for about an hour or two. And you don't want to be too early as well, because if you're too early, what you're gonna do in your unit, And then unfortunately as well, there would have been times when I was actually coming from a night shift. I'll ride the train back home, and what the nurses do on the train, especially if it was a busy night, well, obviously you'd sleep. I'll end up waking up about 5 to 10 stations further from where I should have been, home. But when I was there, it didn't really live up to my expectations, simply because as a nurse, and because I was not living inside London, I had to make sure I use my time wisely. I can't really stay and watch people or enjoy what London has to offer. I had to go home. And so for me, it wasn't really working. And then I have to tell you a secret. Well, I'd say it's not really a secret, but I think it's an open secret. But I also experienced bullying whilst I was working in London. Unfortunately, some of my colleagues weren't really that nice, and I felt that no matter what you do, I was being told it wasn't enough. And however, even though they're telling me it wasn't enough, they're not really giving me a chance or helping me out to improve myself. And so I didn't want to stay in a place wherein I'm not wanted. I didn't want to put myself in the burden of killing myself mentally and emotionally trying to fit in, when in fact I know there's a whole world out there. Although at that time I was very much afraid to leave the NHS because I was thinking, well, the NHS is the bread and butter. NHS is what brought me here. And there was a lot of things running into my mind, but the difficulty in the commute, coupled with the hardships of bullying, I really didn't think it was for me. And so I left the NHS. I made that big leap. I jumped into a full-time agency, actually, and it kind of worked for me for a good while. However, but I wanted to have a base. And so I returned again to a more settled clinical setting, and I worked in a private clinic around London. And I stayed there for almost a year and did quite well. However, opportunities do come, and when opportunities come, you have to look at it and see if it is worth for you. Around 4 years ago, I found a new job, or should I say, this new job found me. And literally, it was a new job because there weren't really a lot of nurses who work in insurance, let alone an insurance company opening its doors for full-time nurses. And so I was privileged enough to be one of the very first nurses for this insurance company, and I have flourished ever since then. I haven't left, which is a good thing, and I'm not really expecting to leave myself because now I found a new love for what I do. And so some people might say, well, what you do is not really nursing, and what you do is actually very far from, say, you did critical care and wards and whatever. But for me, I think this is another part of nursing that has yet to be open to a lot more people. And so I feel privileged and lucky to be one of the first nurses to actually have this sort of career. And I see this as a trailblazing opportunity, and so I love it. You see, the other part of what we do is that we see very healthy, fit, and well people, and we actually help them find security in availing their insurance because we collect medical evidence for them. So my job is great, and it allows me to do other things such as this. Me and my friends, we founded Filipino UK nurse community, and we have helped a lot of people, a lot of Filipino nurses adjust, acclimatize, and learn and find out what to expect about Filipino nursing, nursing in general here in the UK. So that is my story, and again, I don't mean to offend the NHS. This is just me sharing why I left the NHS. I left it for my own reasons. Things didn't work out for me, and I found opportunity outside the NHS. And so far, it's working well for me, and who knows? It might work for you as well, trying to find other opportunities outside the NHS. And don't forget, if you have similar stories or you want to share with us anything about what we mentioned today, then please do message us on Facebook or here in YouTube. And always remember, Manong knows.
Manong knows best, put your worries to rest Wednesday.